NBA season is almost here. Let's go coast to coast to see who's having some fun before training camp starts. Big weekend for ESPN and WWE WrestlePalooza in Indianapolis. No bigger wrestling fan than our guy Tyrese Halliburton. He posted this photo, sleeping in his John Cena shirt the other night before the action started. The headline match, obviously, Brock Lesnar versus Cena. Unfortunately for Tyrese, it did not go his way, Ramona. There were a lot of emotions in the crowd at Gainbridge Fieldhouse.
Listen, we know that he is a huge wrestling fan because that was the only thing he said he was checking during the finals on social media. And when you look at how he acts, the choke gesture at Madison Square Garden, the way that he acts on the court, now you see him through that wrestling lens, and I get it. I get who he is. He's a WWE guy. He's a troll there.
Yeah. Well,
he's a heel.
Brock Lesnar saw John Cena. He saw him. He knew where he was. Shams, on Friday, you reported that Tyler Herro's getting foot surgery right before training camp starts. What can you tell us about his injury and the timetable for return?
George, Tyler Herro will be out at least through mid-November, late November. So that's about the first 12 to 14 games of the season. And Tyler Herro suffered this injury in an offseason workout, and he thought he'd be able to avoid surgery, but he ends up needing it last week, and now he's going to be out. This is a significant loss for a Miami team that needed his offense every which way last season.
Yeah, they struggled to score for sure. Kevin Durant doesn't struggle to score. He isn't always in the gym, though. Check out this fish he caught with former teammate Steven Adams. No contract extension thus far, though, in Houston. Mark, he doesn't look too concerned.
That's easy fishing, man. That's deep sea fishing. They just throw some bait out there. I did some real fishing a week ago in the bayou. Shout out to Roadside's Fishing, man, where we got some redfish, and then we grilled them afterwards.
You heard that, KD? He's calling out your fishing
come
skills,
fish with me, man. Do some real fishing.
All right, Celtics' Jaylen Brown was on a Twitch stream this weekend. Here was the challenge, a hypothetical $100,000 on the line. Call one person in your phone, but they have to answer. So how did it go?
Call Peyton real quick, see if he answers. Y'all think Peyton gonna answer? He ain't answering game. Crazy. Let me see D-White. Let me call D-White. Down 0 for 2, gang. I just worked out with Nimi. Nimi better pick up. Damn. From Nimi, 0 for 3. I'll smash Jordan in the back of the head. Shall we 0 for 4, gang? This is my last one. This is my last line. Here, he didn't block me. 0 for 5. What is going on? I think I got a donut. I got a goose egg from the gang. We want a ship, and I got a goose egg. Maybe I got to do better. 0 for 5. 0 for 5 is crazy. Peyton just texted me. Peyton Pritchard just texted me, said, whose number is this? Called 5 teammates, and nobody picked up, but I forgot I changed my number.
Well, there you go. That makes more sense. Change number. Who this? Bobby, who's the most famous person in your phone?
Wow.
And do you think they'll answer if you cold called them right now?
I don't think it'd answer. I would answer his phone, and I would say former part owner of the Brooklyn Nets, Jay-Z. Okay.
That number don't work no more.
For this, we had the opportunity of sitting with him in London a long time ago, and we were able to pick his brain on how he broke into the music. And yes, his phone number is in my.
No chance.
Hold on. I need to
He might change his number after this.
I need to hand this back to you. You dropped that name real quick. So.
Wow.
Next up, Zion Williamson. The Pelicans will be holding their media day availability tomorrow, where we'll hear from Zion as he kicks off his 7th year in the NBA. Freshly minted Executive Vice President of Basketball Operations Joe Dumars spoke on his conversations with Williams this offseason.
The main thing that I've talked to Zion about is just responsibility and accountability. I said, what I've said to him is, with greatness comes responsibility. You don't get to be great and not responsible. Zion has been great. I've not had any issues with him. He's been working extremely hard. I see him probably for the last month in and out of the practice facility, really pushing himself hard. So I have been happy with him this summer. But still, at the end of the day, man, you got to be responsible and accountable for everything you do.
All right, welcome in here to the studio. George Sedano in for Malika Andrews today, joined by the Hall of Famer Mark Spears, Ramona Shelburne, our insider, Shams Charania, and our NBA front office insider, Bobby Marks. So welcome to everybody. Thank you for all hanging out today. All right, Mark, let's start with you. With greatness comes tons of responsibility. How do you feel about Zion year 7? Will we see greatness?
Well, the day before I went fishing in New Orleans, I had dinner with Willie Green, and he talked in high esteem about Zion. They were actually out here, Loyola Marymount University, the whole team working out playing 5-on-5. He said Zion looked great, great shape, and he's showing a lot of more leadership. I mean, this is a guy that's only played over 30 games twice in his career, missed the whole season, only played 30 games last season. But when Zion plays, they win. And Willie Green also said when Zion plays, he's one of the best players in the league. I don't deny that either, but it's always if Zion plays. And to me, like, if the Pelicans want to be special in their roster, if you look at their roster, it's a lot deeper and better than I think a lot of people think. But Zion, a healthy Zion, has to take them there.
Responsibility and accountability, those are the two words that Joe Dumars said, and that's what he has brought. This is the first executive change, new head of basketball operations that Zion Williamson has had since he's been in the NBA, and that is something that's very important. Zion Williamson was suspended last year for being late to a team playing, but tardiness, that is an issue that Joe Dumars has been very vocal with Zion Williamson. Like, I'm going to come in, I'm going to hold you accountable, I'm going to hold you responsible each and every day, and that comes with habits, that comes with being on time. And I do think Zion Williamson, when he's on the court, he is as good as any player. He has the impact of just about any player toward winning. It's just how can you get him on the court and getting him to play at a sustained level. But how this Pelicans season start, I'm very curious to see it. A lot of people have their eyes on it.
Yeah, I saw Joe and Zion together at Summer League, and they were chatting a lot watching that Pelicans team. And speaking of that Summer League team, so Joe Dumars got a lot of grief for his draft, obviously, of Derek Queen. He was asked about that particular draft selection, and he said that the Pelicans don't have a playoff or bust mentality, Bobby. Should they?
Well, listen, when you trade a potential lottery pick, which was sent to Atlanta as far as to go up and get Derek Queen at the 13th pick, there are expectations for you as to at least probably compete for one of these play-in spots. And when you look at next year's draft, which you're looking at Darren Peterson or A.J. Debance, one of those two players could potentially be in an Atlanta uniform. I will say this, having traded for an unprotected pick, which was a Clipper pick that we thought was going to be great in New Jersey, that pick wound up turning out to be the 24th pick in the draft. So what looks good in July is not always what's going to happen, but when there's a lot of pressure in New Orleans as far as not seeing a top 5 pick conveyed to Atlanta with that Derek Queen trade.
Well, I think it's just health for the whole team. It's not just Zion. It's Trey Murphy. I mean, he's become one of the best 3-and-D guys in the games, and Herro, like these are great players that they all missed significant time last year due to injuries. And so when you don't have Zion and then you don't have 5 other guys, then I don't even know what the Pelicans have. But I actually think the expectations are so low that there's not really any pressure on them anymore. Like, Mark, how many times have we done a segment or a topic on this show? Is this the year for Zion? Like,
well, we're doing it. It's year 7.
Right. Literally every year. And so I think at that point, people kind of take their expectations off.
Yeah, fair enough. Nikola Jokic received the most votes to win his 4th MVP award. Following him is the reigning MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who received